Imagine standing under the vast sky, its endless blue stretching above you like an eternal question. You've seen it countless times, yet have you ever stopped to ask, why is the sky blue? This isn't just a child's curiosity or a scientist's inquiry. It's a doorway into a deeper understanding of the world, a metaphor for how we perceive reality itself. Today, we won't just unravel the physics of light and atmosphere. We'll explore what this simple question reveals about human wonder, the nature of knowledge, and the art of seeing beyond the obvious. This isn't a lecture filled with dry facts or hollow inspiration. This is an invitation to a philosophical rebellion. A rebellion against passive acceptance, against living in a world we never truly see. The blue sky is so familiar we forget to question it, just as we forget to question the assumptions, habits, and illusions that shape our lives. But today, we pause. Today, we look up with fresh eyes. Before we begin, if these words resonate with you, if you've ever felt the itch to dig deeper, to understand not just how, but why, then you're already part of this journey. Now, let's begin. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the sky not as a static backdrop, but as a dynamic canvas, a phenomenon unfolding in real time. The blue you see isn't a fixed truth. It's a dance between sunlight and the atmosphere, a scattering of light waves, a trick of perception. What if I told you the sky isn't inherently blue? That its color depends on where you stand when you look, even how your eyes interpret light. This is the first lesson. Reality is not always what it seems. We grow up accepting the sky's blueness as fact, just as we accept societal norms, personal limitations, and the boundaries of our understanding. But philosophy, like science, begins with a question. Why? Why do we stop asking why as we grow older? Why do we trade curiosity for comfort? The child who points to the sky and wonders is closer to the truth than the adult who never looks up. Now, open your eyes. The sky is still blue, but perhaps now it feels different. Less like a given, more like a miracle. This shift in perception is the essence of philosophy. It's not about finding easy answers, but about embracing the questions that unsettle us. The blue sky is a metaphor for everything we take for granted. Love, time, suffering, joy. We think we understand them until we're forced to explain them. Consider this. The sky appears blue because shorter wavelengths of light, blue and violet, are scattered in all directions by the gases in our atmosphere. But here's the paradox. Violet light is scattered even more than blue. So, why don't we see a violet sky? Because our eyes are less sensitive to violet, and our brains interpret the dominant signal as blue. This is the second lesson. Even nature's truths are filtered through the lens of perception. What does this mean for us? It means that much of what we call reality is shaped by our senses, our biases, our cultural conditioning. Two people can look at the same sky and see different shades of meaning. The artist sees beauty, the scientist sees refraction, the poet sees metaphor. None are wrong, yet none hold the full truth. This is where philosophy parts ways with dogma. Dogma insists on a single answer. Philosophy thrives in the space between answers, in the tension of multiple truths. The sky's blueness isn't just physics, it's a mirror for how we construct meaning. When we ask, why is the sky blue? We're really asking, how do we know what we know? Let's go deeper. Imagine a world where the sky was perpetually green or red. Would our emotions, our art, our language evolve differently? Would calmness still be feeling blue? Would we associate the heavens with serenity if they burned orange? The sky's color influences culture, language, even psychology. This is the third lesson. The world outside us shapes the world within us. Now, think of the times you felt small under that vast blue expanse. That feeling isn't accidental. The sky's immensity reminds us of our fragility, yet its beauty invites us to transcend it. Philosophers and poets have long looked upward to confront life's biggest questions. Who are we? Why are we here? The blue sky doesn't answer, but it compels us to ask. Here's the challenge. What else in your life have you accepted without questioning? The beliefs you inherited, the limits you assume, the dreams you've postponed. The sky's blueness is a call to curiosity, to never stop interrogating the world and your place in it. But be warned, this path isn't for the faint of heart. Questioning the sky's color leads to questioning everything. It's uncomfortable, it's destabilizing, yet it's also the only way to true understanding. The moment you realize the sky's color is a collaboration between light and perception, you see the world as malleable, full of hidden depths. Now, let's take this further. If the sky's blueness is a trick of light, what else in our lives is equally illusory? The boundaries we think are solid, the truths we swear by, the identities we cling to. How many of them are constructs, waiting to be examined? Think of a time you were certain about something, a belief, a relationship, a goal, only to realize later it wasn't what it seemed. That's the sky's blueness all over again. Certainty is comforting, but it's often the enemy of truth. The moment we say, "This is how it is," we stop seeing how it could be. The sky doesn't insist on being blue. It simply is, changing with the hour, the weather, the observer's gaze. Yet we demand fixed answers, stable identities, unchanging truths. Why? Because uncertainty is terrifying. But here's the paradox. Only by embracing uncertainty do we find real clarity. Let me ask you this. If the sky's color is a product of atmospheric conditions, what conditions shape your perceptions, your upbringing, your fears, your unexamined assumptions? We're all living under invisible atmospheres, scattering the light of reality into patterns we call normal. But normal is just what we're used to. Take a step back. The blue sky is a shared illusion, a collective agreement. We all point upward and say it's blue, without questioning the machinery behind it. Society operates the same way. We agree on values, hierarchies, systems, rarely asking who built them or why. The philosopher's task is to dissect these agreements, to ask, is this truly real, or just a trick of the light? Here's where it gets unsettling. If the sky's blueness is subjective, dependent on the observer's eyes, the planet's atmosphere, then so much of what we call objective reality is equally fluid. Justice, love, success. These aren't fixed entities. They're phenomena, shifting with context and perspective. But this isn't nihilism, it's liberation. When you realize the sky's color isn't absolute, you're free to see beyond it. When you realize your beliefs aren't absolute, you're free to transcend them. The blue sky is a boundary, but only if you never question what lies beyond it. Now, let's turn inward. If the sky's blueness is a lesson in perception, what does it teach us about our inner worlds? The thoughts we take for granted, the emotions we assume are fixed. How many of them are just scattered light, illusions we've mistaken for truth? Consider anger. It feels solid, undeniable, like the sky's blue. But what if anger, too, is a phenomenon, a scattering of deeper, subtler emotions, hurt, fear, frustration, all blending into what we call anger? We point to it and say, "This is what I feel," without seeing the components beneath. The sky doesn't choose to scatter light, it obeys natural laws. But we have a choice. We can accept our emotions as monolithic and unchanging, or we can dissect them, understand their roots, and in doing so, master them. This is where philosophy meets psychology. Just as the scientist breaks down the sky's color, we must break down our inner experiences. Why do I feel this way? What assumptions am I making? What unseen forces are at play? The blue sky is a reminder. Nothing is surface level. Every phenomenon, external or internal, has depth. The question is, are you willing to dive in? Let's talk about language. We say the sky is blue, but language is a limited tool. It reduces the infinite complexity of light, atmosphere, and perception into 3 words. How much of our suffering comes from this same reduction, from labeling the unlabelable, defining the undefinable? Think of the last time you struggled to express a feeling. Words failed you because experience is always richer than language. The sky's blueness is the same. We've named it, but have we truly captured it? This is the danger of labels. They give us the illusion of understanding while hiding the depth beneath. The moment we say, "This is who I am," or "This is how the world is," we've limited ourselves. The sky doesn't care what we call it. It simply exists, boundless and ever-changing. What if we did the same? Finally, let's return to the original question. Why is the sky blue? By now, you see, it's more than a scientific query. It's a meditation on perception, reality, and the human hunger for meaning. The sky's blueness is a gift, a daily reminder that the world is stranger and more wonderful than we assume. It invites us to question, to explore, to never settle for surface truths. So, the next time you step outside, don't just see the sky. Let it see you. Let its boundless blue reflect your own boundless potential.